अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम, अम्मा बाद, फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम, बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। We are trying to streamline how we think, how we perceive different aspects, and what is the ground reality of different things which affect us. So आज हम बात करेंगे reality check on education. How am I supposed to look into my studies? What are the challenges that I have? मैंने आपको last time जो दो concepts दिए थे, इनको आपने साथ लेके चलना है. These are the concepts which should be with you, have to be with you, जब आप इन सारे aspects को understand करेंगे. What we are trying to achieve is a paradigm shift. And remember, paradigm is something that you feel, that you think about, and that then reflects in your behavior. So हम में से सब लोगों को जो एक काम करना है वो ये है, हमने अपनी feelings को, अपनी thoughts को और अपने behaviors को align करना है. So we need paradigm shift if we are in mess. And today we are going to identify what are the different kind of mess we have related to our education in our life, which affects our overall health. So in our paradigms, we have to have reality check. What does that mean? I'm not going to say this is how I feel because this is about my life, so I have a right to take decision. Well, to a certain extent, yes, you have a right to take decision, but the decision has to be based on reality check. And the reality check is something which is factual, which you can prove through some logic, some experimentation, some studies, some research, some long-standing principles. So reality check ये नहीं होता कि जो मुझे लग रहा है सही है, क्योंकि उसमें usually what happens is you will end up into a battle. First of all, the battle will be inside you. आप अपने बारे में sure नहीं होंगे. You will all the time be thinking if I'm doing something is right or not, because there's going to be always a group of people in your life who will tell you whatever you are deciding for yourself, you have a right to choose whatever you like, even if people don't do it, it's fine, it's okay. And then there is always going to be a group of people who would oppose it. तो ये हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा issue और challenge बन जाता है. So reality check tells us that we have to live by those certain standards, और हमारे पास एक ऐसे foundation principles हों जिनको हम कहें कि we can always follow them. और वो किस पे बेस करते हैं, ये भी हमने last time काफी डिटेल में बात की थी, our principles. So what kind of principles I have? And principle is the value system that I carry. If I have a right value system, then it is going to affect my principles. It is also going to affect my paradigms. And it will give me a good reality check, the kind of reality check that I should have. Otherwise, मेरा reality check जो होगा बहुत off balance में जाएगा. फिर हमने ये भी बात की थी, lot of people know what to do, why to do, because even when your teachers, your elders, your mentors, your parents, they tell you something, तो why we end up rolling our eyes? Because हम कहते हैं उफ ये मुझे सब पता है, and we don't want to listen to that. But why our elders, they keep repeating what they're telling us? हमारी problem ये है, we don't know how to do it, and lot of time even people don't tell us how to do it. So in this course that we have launched, we would want to come from 80% to 16%, where we would learn the skills how to do a certain thing. And then I want you to move further than that, get self-motivated, be in those 4%. A time comes that people don't have to push you for something and you just do it because you feel that you deserve it. And honestly speaking, all of you who have joined this session, I truly believe you all deserve it. Even those kids who have not joined my session, I believe we all deserve it. So आज हम जो session कर रहे हैं इसमें क्या है? If I look at any youngster of today's time, तो मेरे दिमाग में यही बात आती है. I'm 1% human and 99% stress. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's how things are in a life of a youngster. We are always stressed out and it's a major part of stress in our life. But overall, हमारी लाइफ में ये मसला बहुत बड़ा होता है. Today and tomorrow what we are going to be discussing is what is my decision about my education, my studies. What am I supposed to do? What you have to understand is how I do now will determine how I live next 50 years. ये जो आपकी एज है, when you have to focus on your studies, this is the time जब आपको बहुत crucial decisions लेने हैं और बहुत ज्यादा फोकस होके बहुत से मैटर्स को देखना है. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज बिकॉज यू आर ओवरवेल्म्ड बाय मेनी थिंग्स हैपनिंग अराउंड इन योर लाइफ, तो हमारे जो इंपॉर्टेंट क्रूशियल डिसीजंस होते हैं वो पीछे रह जाते हैं. सो इसलिए यहां पर हमने ये पॉइंट जरूर समझना है कि अब जो मैं कर रही हूं, दिस विल डिटर्मिन माई आउटकम इन नेक्स्ट 50 years टू कम. सो दैट इज वाई आई हैव टू हैव अ गुड रियलिटी चेक एंड आई हैव टू मेक द राइट डिसीजंस. चलें, आज मैंने आपको कुछ एक्टिविटी भी करानी है. ओके, आई होप यू ऑल हैव सम पेन, पेंसिल और नोटबुक इन योर हैंड. आपको मैं जो क्वेश्चंस दूंगी आप इनको ग्रेड करेंगे. ओके, और रैपिडली ग्रेड करना है. ओके, डोंट वेस्ट टाइम, डोंट लुक हियर एंड देयर, जस्ट फोकस ऑन व्हाट आई एम गिविंग यू, ताकि आप अपने आप को देखें वेयर डू यू स्टैंड बिफोर वी मूव ऑन एंड वी ट्राई टू लर्न फ्यू थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू आवर एजुकेशन. जो मैं स्टेटमेंट आपको दूंगी, इफ यू डोंट एग्री विद दैट, सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज उसको आप 1 ग्रेड करें. इफ यू 100% एग्री विद दैट, अप टू 5. फिर इन बिटवीन आपका 2, 3 और 4 आ जाता है. ओके, रेडी? सो द फर्स्ट इज आई एम प्लानिंग ऑन फिनिशिंग माई एजुकेशन, whatever you have in mind, so you grade it. Second, I'm planning of getting more education after school, like whatever you are doing right now, O levels, A levels, or even if you are in university, what do you want to do? So I've just named it school, so you can take it up to whatever level you are. Number 3, I believe that good education is essential to my future. Number 4, I'm working hard at school. Okay, right now we don't have schools, but I mean, like, you can look at your own personality and you can assess yourself where you stand. Number 5, I'm getting good grades. Number 6, I'm involved in extracurricular activities at school. And by extracurricular activities, I mean something healthy in your life. Number 7, I am keeping up with my homework. आजकल भी some of the schools or some of the institutions are sending homeworks and activities home. Some kids are taking it seriously and some feel that it's sort of a vacation time for us, हमने ये काम नहीं करना. Number 8, I'm keeping my stress levels in check. And that is related to your studies. Number 9, I am able to balance school with everything else I'm doing. And number 10, I spend time thinking about and exploring what I want to be when I grow up. अब आप अपने स्कोर कर लें. Whatever score you have achieved, quickly calculate करें. Okay, done. So let's move on. Let's look at the scoring. If you are scoring between 40 to 50, then you are on a high road. So you just have to keep it up. You just have to learn to manage whatever stress you have in your life. If you are scoring between 30 to 39, that means you are in the middle ground. And then you have to put in effort. And what effort you have to put in, inshallah, we'll be talking about that. And if your score is between 10 to 29, then you're on the low road. And that's when you have to give very special attention to this session. Now also remember, if your score is between 40 to 50, तो ये नहीं है इसका मतलब कि आप कहें फिर मैं ये session ही नहीं लेती. No, you can still learn many things because there are always periodic times in our life when we are stressful, we are not able to handle a certain situation. So हम उसको भी understand करेंगे. I'm pretty sure you have heard about this marshmallow test, which was conducted by a psychologist at the Stanford University. What he did was he gathered 4-year-old kids around a table. In the middle, he put all the marshmallows. And then he told the children that I'm leaving the room for a few minutes. And if you could wait till I come back, I would give you 2 marshmallows. Else, you will only get 1. They kept observing the kids through the cameras. And he left the room. Few of the kids, what they did was they couldn't resist and they ate the marshmallow the moment he left. Some lasted for a few minutes before they gave in. Some of them smelled the marshmallows. Some kids started licking those marshmallows. But there were few kids who were really determined and they resisted the temptation and they waited. And they would cover their eyes, they would put their heads down, they would either talk to themselves, sing to themselves, they played games, they hid in the corner, or they even pretended to be falling asleep. So when this psychologist, he came back, what he did was he handed them 2 marshmallows. But the study didn't finish off over here. These researchers, they followed these kids throughout their life till their high school. They noticed that what behavior they identified in these children at that age, very young age, was something, the behavior which they saw in their whole lifestyle. The kids who waited for the 2 marshmallows, they were better adjusted, they were more confident, they were more popular, they were more dependable, and they did much better in life, in school, and in their decision making. The kids who did not actually pay attention to what was happening, what was being asked of them, or the reward that they could enhance, they either dropped out of school, they didn't do very well in school, and even in their behaviors, there were a lot of gaps. This brings us to this topic now. Let's try to analyze this aspect of our life. As I said, it's a very stressful time for us when you are seeking education. So in today's session, we will be basically looking into the problem areas, identifying what is my core problem, and inshallah in tomorrow's session, I'll be giving you some of the solutions. So what is the most difficult decision to stick to education? That is what you have to identify. Second important thing is you have to understand whenever we are struggling with our education, our studies, our career decisions, we do have difficult family time because our parents will be pushing us, will be guiding us, will be after us. Sometimes we will be having conflicts with our parents related to the choices we want to make, where we want to be for our studies, or how we want to conduct our studies. You might not have support at home for what you want to do. You have to be living with that reality as well. There are a lot of times when the youngsters are full of self-doubt and fears because sometimes when you're taking a decision, you don't know how it's going to impact you, or will you be able to fulfill your dream. Then sometimes you hate the whole process of studying. Just today, one of my kids said, what's the use of all these degrees? We can still do very well without having those degrees. But the reality is, I was sharing with them at that moment that once I was supposed to conduct a whole batch of 1 year of this Quran course at Al-Huda for the diploma in Quranic studies, and I was in charge. For our course, the minimum degree was bachelor's in any subject, that you should be in college. But I got about 5-6 students who were desperate to study Quran, and they had just done their metric exams, finished off their metric or FSC exams, or they had done their O or A levels. My heart melted when I saw them so eager and keen for their Quran studies. My teacher who was with me in that interview place, she was very adamant. She didn't want them to be in that course. Lekin I insisted. मैंने उनसे कहा कि प्लीज इनको एडमिशन दे दें, I will take their responsibility. And I saw a marked difference between the maturity level of those students who had joined that course after their bachelor's and these students who joined the course after their just high school. Their level was not matching the maturity of those students who had done their bachelor's, even if they might not be very outshining student. So there is definitely a difference. What you have to understand and tell yourself is you will thank yourself forever if you stick it out and take proper decisions for your education, for your studies right now. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. I can give you my own example. I'm the first first one or the eldest one in my family, and my parents are both doctors. I never wanted to be a doctor. But what happened was that my father, it was his dream that पहला बच्चा तो जरूर डॉक्टर बने, irrespective के बेटा या बेटी है. And my father would push me to be a doctor. I would always give him very hard time in my studies. I could always study. Like right now when people say, oh, Dr. Kanwal, you come up with such brilliant ideas, you conduct good sessions. I always think in my heart, if you go back in time and look at me when I was a student, because I didn't live with this reality check. And when there was not this reality check in my life, so I thought मैं कोई अपने parents पे एहसान कर रही हूँ, you know, I'm doing them a favor, and I have every right to give them very difficult time. तो मैं उस ownership के साथ अपनी studies को लेके नहीं चल रही थी, और इसी वजह से I would have a lot of problems in my studies. But my father, he was very visionary person and very strong-headed person at the same time. So he told me very clearly, no matter what you do, you have to study and you have to be a doctor. So I became doctor basically for them, for my parents' sake. Now when I look back, now that I'm in my 50s, so I look back and I feel, Alhamdulillah, my father helped me take the right decision. Though my friends, they used to sympathize and empathize with me, and I thought कि कितना मेरे से जुल्म हो रहा है, लेकिन it was the right decision. So आप अपने लिए मार्क कर लें. अगर आज आपने सही डिसीजन ले लिया about your education, you would be happy in a lot of ways later on. Another activity, let's do this. First word that comes to your mind when I say teachers. You don't have to write it, you can just think about it. When I say some subject, physics, chemistry, Pakistan में तो उर्दू भी है, English, Islamic studies. First word that comes to your mind when I say homework. First word with report card. Test. Test का लफ्ज़ सुन के क्या mind में आता है? Okay, break time from all the studies. क्या mind में आता है? Now, overall, let me know. Did you have positive words coming in your mind or negative? Okay, homework was bad, वरना all were positive. Mostly negative, mixed, 50-50. Okay, anxiety. See, अब आपका reality check कैसे ठीक हो सकता है if you by large don't have a positive feeling about what you are doing? So today let's talk about 4 main challenges which we have about our education. Challenge number 1. How many of you would you say you have this challenge related to your studies? I'm stressed out. किस-किस का ये challenge है? Exam time, ठीक है. So what is it about the school or your institution that you study in that most stresses you out? क्या चीज आपको stress out सबसे ज्यादा करती है? Okay, few subjects are stressful. Failing, studying, work like maths, and some people sometimes, yes, studying, not completing the full course or long question. The students aren't properly divided. Workload and pressure, deadlines. Good. This question was asked by some experts, and a lot of youngsters, they responded like this. They said, what stresses us about our education is the pressure of society and the consequences of not doing well. Some said the stress is about grades, grades, and grades. Yes, judgmental society is there. Then parental expectation. I was actually teaching in some institution, and I was taking some very light-hearted course over there. And when I asked the students in my first class, what is it that stresses you? And they just ended up saying grades. And it was all about grades. What is wrong with your relationship with your parents? And they're like, all related to studies, all related to what our parents want us to do, related in our education or career or whatsoever. There is a subject which is killing us. That gives you stress. There is always one subject that you would hate. Then a lot of students said that they are stressed out because they feel teachers are inconsiderate. There is a lot of competition. Sometimes the competition is not only in the environment of an institution, but competition exists at home. You could be compared to your sibling, brother or sister, your cousin, your any close contact. and you're constantly being told that you're not as good as the other person. So there's a lot of stress related to that. Sometimes teaching is also very lame. Like teacher इतना बुरा पढ़ाती है, आप इतने बोर होते हैं कि आपका वो सब्जेक्ट पढ़ने को दिल नहीं चाहता. You will always get these teachers that you won't adjust with, and then you'll have to like do something about it. But inshallah we are also going to be talking about this aspect. टीचर पढ़ा रहे हैं और टीचर अच्छी तरह एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर रहा, तो ऑब्वियसली आपका स्ट्रेस लेवल जो है वो बढ़ता जाएगा. ओके, लेट मी गिव यू वन रियलिटी चेक ओवर हियर. इस वक्त राइट नाउ जितने भी आपकी लाइफ में स्ट्रेसेस हैं, जितने भी हैं, think about every possible stress that you have in your life right now. Let me give you good news. Once you're done with your studies, because a lot of time we say, बस ये मेरी पढ़ाई हो जाए तो मैं फारिग हो जाऊंगी. At least then I can relax. At least then I can do whatever I want to do in my life. And sometimes our elders also keep telling us, beta, these are the crucial years. बस अभी तुम focus कर लो, then life is going to be easy. So one reality check over here is, life is never going to be easy. At every stage of your life, there will be one form or the other form of stress that you will be dealing with. I don't want to scare you, but this is a reality check I want you to remember or keep with you all the time. How this will help you? This is going to help you remember there is no escape from stress in this life. So let me learn all the coping mechanisms to face this stress. जिस दिन आपने ये सीख लिया ना कि आज ये जो स्ट्रेस है, इस वक्त अगर मैं इससे निकलूंगी, इसके बाद एक और स्ट्रेस मेरा वेट कर रहा है, फिर एक और स्ट्रेस मेरा वेट कर रहा है, तो आपको उससे कोप करने के लिए आपको समझ आएगी कि मुझे स्केप नहीं करना. जैसे लॉट ऑफ टाइम व्हेन वी लुक एट आवर पेरेंट्स, उफ दे आर सो लकी दे डोंट हैव एनी एग्जाम्स, बट देयर होल लाइफ इज एन एग्जाम नाउ. और आप लोग तो एग्जामिनेशन हॉल से निकल के बाहर आते हैं व्हेन यू आर यंग, सो एटलीस्ट यू आर डन विद इट. बट व्हेन यू आर इन लाइफ, और वो जो लाइफ के चैलेंजेस होते हैं वो इतने बड़े बड़े एग्जाम्स होते हैं कि आप उससे कभी भी बाहर नहीं निकल सकते. बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट.